Good afternoon, everyone. So today is case study 3. Today we're going to be looking at is Euro AED, that's the European the Euro to the Australian dollar. Today we're going to be looking at a sell setup that was anticipated on Euro AED. We didn't take it personally, but it was a very clean illustration of key level theory. Actually, that's how we trade it. So looking at this market without thinking too much, every price action trader, market structure trader should understand that this market is relatively bearish, right? So we know that we have a bearish market here, breaking lows, taking out the lows. That's the first thing, like I always tell you guys, pay attention to where lows are being taken out. On this area where we had structure to push down and break this low we just outlined, we can see I always tell you, after the breakout, you want to pay attention to the nearest key level, that gave an impulse out of that range, the nearest key level that broke out of that structure, right? Nearest key level that broke out of that structure that gave an impulse. If you look at this strong bearish candle here, you know that that's a very good indication of an impulse that came out of the level, right? So we're going to mark out. So back to the illustration. Um, back to the illustration. We have a high in the market right here. Can you see that key level? Now that's our key level of the 4 hourly time frame, because that was the flat top that led to an impulse out of that range, out of that zone. So now that we've been able to identify a good key level area that we want to see the market work with and give us bearish price action, we then want to go to our lower time frames as usual. Let's get to the 15-minute chart. So pay attention to structure on that time frame. Pay attention to structure on that time frame. So first things we could see is that this was the candle that led to the reaction. We had a high up here, and that high didn't get breached anymore. Then we began to see lower prices that broke this internal structural point here. For one, broke this internal structural point here. We had this low to be expected. We're expecting these lows to get taken out, but we didn't get these lows out. We got breakouts down here. Then we got another breakout down here. Now, on this note, we already seen bearish price actions building up within this range, and that is a good area for one to say, okay, not bad. We could begin to play in some sell positions here. So, normally, I would advise for beginner traders to have market take out this area. They begin to anticipate some retracement upwards to some of these regions here, to some of these regions up here, before they take the sell opportunity. But understanding price action in itself, you know that this is a data high and this is a data low. This is the internal structural point that got created. Market took it out the first time. You're being cautious. Market takes it out the second time. That gives you an indication for you to be involved in this move. So entering this trade off this area here, entering this trade off this area right here for the sell opportunity. Just to tell you how sometimes it's not always going to be perfect, the whole entry criteria, the whole structural patterns. But when you can be able to build up a logic and narrative behind what's going on, you can definitely be able to take the right trade. So at this junction, we could have taken this trade, secure stops above this high, because that would be the most ideal area for one to take, put their stops, and targets could go all the way to the downside. Go all the way to the downside. Where you're aiming for, you're going for 4 hourly targets as usual. You're going down for the 4 hourly targets. We could see these cells probably work its way into some of these lows down here, to say the least. Take out some of these lows down here. Yeah, could see some of these lows down here get taken out for 4 hour multiple. It's still a trade that is still delivering, and I believe much traders could still be able to capitalize on this move if we could see some reaction of this breakout key level breakout area. This is the breakout area. If we could see some nice rejections of that area, because this is a very strong volume candle. Chances of it coming all the way up here, I don't know, but we could see maybe this key level. These two areas are very important. We could see some reactions of those areas, or market could just keep dropping off. So as regards that, you could expect 4 hour multiple coming out of this trade. It's already running about like 2 hour multiple. So yeah. So 40 pips to make about 165 pips on Euro AUD. Very simple, very precise. We came from the higher time frame, identified the nearest key level on the 4 hourly that led to the breakout, and marked it out. That led to the breakout, which also gave an impulse. That impulse is very important. We marked it out. We went to the 15-minute time frame. Upon the reaction, we found a delta candle and structural patterns inside. Remember in the last video when I did a BTC study, I told you guys when you see the big data candle, you need to start paying attention to the market structure inside that data candle. That's what's going to give you a narrative behind where the market wants to blast out towards, either on the upside or on the downside. Same thing that happened here. We began to see bearish price action within that 15 minutes data candle, and the market began to, creep lower. If you're wondering what do I mean by data candle, I'll go to the 15 minutes time frame, show you guys once again, which is this candle here. This candle of which I put a wick. This candle here, of which I put a line at the top of the candle. It's a very big candle. So you can see the market traded to it, didn't take it out, then took out internal structures within that candle and kept delivering lower to the downside. So that's what I mean by data candle. I hope this was insightful. I hope this was educative. The video is already getting too long. Please like, subscribe, and drop any questions in the comment section. If there's anything that is sounding confusing, you can always reach out to me on Instagram at Cassian. And yeah, I'll be willing to answer any of your questions. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.